So you went to Alabama State, and
Yep.
you were the first openly transgender person there.
Yep.
Student in
It was
Alabama.
in Alabama. In Alabama. And I transitioned on campus. It wasn't like I went in as Hope. Well, I did go in as Hope, but I didn't go in as Hope. And so it was awkward for a lot of people, especially the administration, because they had no idea how to deal with me. They had no idea. I had to teach a lot of people how to treat me. I had to teach the staff how to treat me. I had to teach my professors how to treat me. I had to teach students how to treat me. I had to teach the police force how to treat me.
And what does that mean? I love that because, sometimes we get treated the way we allow people to treat us. So what does that mean?
They knew because on my campus there was this unspoken like rule with all of the gays, right? That they would fall in line and they would be gay in private. But as long as you were walking through campus, people knew who the gays were, but they weren't open and they weren't flamboyant and they weren't, and neither was I. But I also, if I wanted to wear booty shorts, I was going to wear booty shorts because the rest of these bitches are wearing booty shorts. So why can't I? If I wanted to get my hair done 30 inches of weave, that's what the fuck I'm doing. But where I grew up, there wasn't a lot of room for queer Black people. There wasn't a lot of room for being anything other than the heteronormative, but these are not things that we don't know as Black people. I think that the community that you grow up in doesn't necessarily dictate as a Black person necessarily how that's going to change. Whether you grow up in a community that's Black with money or you grow up in the projects, Black people just have a notion about homosexuality. And so at a very young age, I learned two things. I learned that I like boys, but I also learned that liking boys was bad. And so while I was able to communicate it fairly early, it was, it was communicated to me very early that that was not a thing that I was supposed to be communicating to people and that it was something that I was supposed to hide. I had an incident where I was leaving my dorm. I had already had a bad day and the police were coming from de-escalating some fight with some guys in my dorm and they were standing around just talking and I walked past and there was an outburst of laughter like I had just walked past some of the guys that actually go to school with me. And I thought about it for a minute and I was just, these are adult men. They're police. These are the police that are supposed to protect me if something happens. And so I thought about it for a second. I turned around and I was like, no, fuck that. Fuck no. And I was just like, so it's your job to protect me. And I don't feel safe because you all are acting like the guys that I sleep with. And so what I'm going to need for you all to do is get your shit together and act like you have some fucking sense. You're adults. I expect more from you. And I think that they were just so taken aback by the fact that I was even confronting them, let alone talking to them like they were my equals, that it was just like hard to even grasp. I didn't know that one of them was actually the what do you call those people? Like the sergeant. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I was like, no, you weren't whoa, whoa, whoaing when you all were laughing. And so I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. What I'm telling you all is that you're not allowed to do this. And you're not allowed to do it in my face as if I'm not here. I said, you guys couldn't even wait until I was out of earshot. You laughed at me knowing that I could hear you, and that is disrespectful. I don't give a shit how you feel about who I am or what you've heard around this campus from some of these students, but what you're not going to do is disrespect me, and neither are they. And after that day, he was just like, he became my best friend. He got it together. Making declarations in the midst of all of this Blackness and asking Black people to see what is happening to other people within this diaspora was too much. And I think a lot of it is too much because Black people know that white people aren't killing Black trans women. Black people are. And so the real reason why I think that that's a hard pill for Black people to swallow and that why Black people are like, well, it's incumbent. No, it's not. And the reason why you guys don't want to talk about it is because you know that you would have to hem Black men up. You would have to hem them right on up with the cops and put them on the same, chopping block as we are putting these white cops on. And we would have to ask the Black men the same questions that we're asking these white cops. But in the Black community, we are so focused on protecting the cishet Black men at all costs that we even forget about Black women until Breonna Taylor. And let's just be clear, Breonna Taylor isn't the only woman to, pass from police brutality. However, it's cool and trendy to talk about her because now Black men are like, well, we got to give them something, right?